Hello, my loves, and welcome to another episode of FEMPIRE Builders with your host here, Michelle Hext. Oh, it is so hot here in Melbourne this last few days. So I've kind of got my walk out of the way nice and early this morning before it becomes stifling. Anyway, today I want to talk with you about unblocking the flow of money. And I thought the best way to share how to do this is with an example that I worked through with a client just a few days ago. And oh my God, when you just know you're in the zone, when you know you're doing the best work of your life and it feels so effortless because you're in your sweet spot because you've built up enough experience and wisdom to be able to support your clients with so much ease. So I'm in that space and really loving that. And the outcome of a call that I had with a client on Friday just really brought home again that I just would not want to be doing anything else in the entire world. All right. So last week, my mastermind officially kicked off on Thursday. One of these ladies is inside my mastermind. So we had our first call on Thursday. Friday morning, she reached out via Messenger and just let me know, I need a lead strategy very quickly. Like I've got limited sales at the moment. I need more sales and I'm starting to freak out. And that's normal, right? That happens to everybody all the time, especially when you invest in something that, is a reasonably long commitment. You're going to start to worry. And this is not new. So I knew how to handle this exactly. So I messaged my client back and I said, let's jump on a call. Have you got time to do that? And while I was waiting for her to get back to me, I just gave her a list of things that she could be doing. It was a Friday. I knew this client lived in Australia and that she was going to be really worried and stressed over the weekend if we didn't, if I wasn't able to support her fully. And so I thought if by some chance we miss each other with getting on a call, I at least want her to have this sort of strategy. So I did that and we ended up jumping on a call. And so this client she was on job seeker sites thinking about getting a part-time job. I just want you, and there's nothing wrong with that. As I said to my client and other clients previously, if you feel like you need to go and support yourself in another way alongside building your business, just so your nervous system can calm the hell down, go do it. But I said to this client, you don't need to. You don't need to do that. We can fix this. And so we had an amazing conversation, and the core problem was this lack of urgency, but without any urgency being created in her messaging. So if you were to go back and read through my client's posts, it was like she didn't care whether you worked with her or not in any particular time frame or not. And she's intent on providing value, which is great. But without urgency, people don't really feel the need to jump in and do what they need to do. So there was a lack of that. But there was also urgency was definitely one thing, but I think there was also a lack of clarity. And what I said to my client is, we can definitely work on building out your lead strategy, but that's going to take time and you need sales now. And I guarantee that if we can put together an offer that excites you and is just a no-brainer yes, your clients will say yes. You've got somebody within your community right now who is following you for a reason. We just need to give them a reason to buy today. And so another, I guess, standard that we have within the mastermind is that we are building legacy brands. We are not chasing the next sale. So it's not just about how do I make money? How do I get the next sale? That's brand damaging and it's icky, right? And it forces us to feel like we're used car salespeople, right? And we don't want to be doing that. So I said, okay, let's have a look at an offer. And so we went backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. And at the long story short, we came up with an offer that is 12 months long that we were going to price as a launch offer at $12,500 with the full price being $25,000. And I spoke with my client at length about the product, just feeling I needed her to feel fully behind the offer. And so I was asking her questions like, do you feel that this price is a bargain and people will be very, very lucky to get it at that price? And she said, yes, without hesitation. And so for me, that's what I'm looking for when we're trying to create some sort of urgency and get some offers sold reasonably quickly. It needs to be an offer that aligns with the way that you've positioned yourself and in keeping with what it is that you do. But we make it a high ticket offer and we make it so compelling and exciting that people are automatically interested. And then when you add the half price launch phase, it definitely works. I'm not going to go into details about what the program is because that would be giving away my client's identity, and I don't do that. But let's just say it has a beginning, a middle, and end. It has a very tangible deliverable that we were both very excited about and we know people want. And we also realized that, oh, this is going to be the product that we focus on with the mastermind for the next 12 months. This is the product. The other thing that you were working with, it was just missing something, and this has everything. So this is now, we kill two birds with one stone, which is a really awful saying, isn't it? In terms of, now we have this signature core offer that we're going to create some urgency around so sales can come in quickly. And then we're also creating this offer that my client gets to sell in some version or another over the next 12 months, which is very exciting. We simplify in the mastermind. It's always the simplest path to success because the simplest path is the fastest path. Anyway, so I was very, very, very satisfied that my client felt really good about delivering the outcomes that she was promising. She felt great about the price point, all of those things. And so the next part obviously was going to be, okay, so what do you need in place to go and sell this? And she said, I've sold something like this without a sales page before. I said, excellent. These are the 3 emails you're going to send out. And I gave her the headlines and the way that I suggested that she structure the emails. And so there and then she had this incredible offer that she was going to go away and write an email about and post on her social medias. She also had her messaging for the next 3 days mapped out and very, very clear and very, very strategic. And then from there, she was able to, we spoke about, okay, so if money needs to come in today, we need to look at who you've got within your community right now who will say yes to this. And off the top of her head, she had 2 people that she mentioned. And almost immediately she said, but they won't invest this much or they don't have that much money, blah, blah, blah. And I said, let's just not make assumptions for anybody. Let's not make stories in our head that we don't even know are true. I said, this is the most compelling offer I've seen you have. So this, if they're going to say yes to something, it's going to be this. And the other question that I had before we ended the call was, I said, do you believe that someone will pay you $12,500 for this product over the next couple of days? And she said, yes. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit because this particular client had been trying to sell a $500 product and wanted to sell 10 of them. And my advice to her and my advice to you is if you are struggling and you need cash flow fast, you do not want to be selling a group offer that tries to sell 10 of one thing when you're already struggling to sell one thing. We go high. We don't go low. We go high. We create the most compelling offer, the most fuckiest offer we can create, and we go high because we're not dealing with the low investors. We want to deal with, the highest level investors in your community. And trust me when I say your next sale is within your community. Anyway, we get off the call. She was so excited. She had come to the call in tears, and she's not the first and she won't be the last client to come in tears and just feeling like it's never going to work, to going away being super excited, to within a couple of hours messaging me to say that she had sold a $12,500 package to one of those people that she thought wouldn't invest. And then she said, I'm in contact with the other one. I'm pretty sure she will say yes as well. And so within the space of a couple of hours, a handful of hours, my client's gone from in tears, completely devastated, feeling like nothing's going to work, being on a job seeker site, to suddenly doing the biggest deal she's ever done. I checked in with her and I said, is this your highest sale? Because I had a feeling she had sold a $10,000 offer before. And she said, this is my highest. Yeah, I broke a record. This is my highest sale. And it's the highest sale where it is not done for you. So it's purely coaching, which I love because that's what we're about inside the mastermind. And the client, and I, try not to say I told you so. I told you the client would be within your community, and the client was within her community. And so now there was something else I was going to say, but I just went off on a little tangent and I completely, oh yeah. And that was the other message my client sent me, so she's gone from this place of feeling like nothing will ever work to within a couple of hours signing the biggest deal of her life. And we definitely had the strategic part down because she wouldn't have been able to go out there and just go make sales if I hadn't have coached her through that session, helped her create the product, and really stress test her ability to sell it. So do you believe in it? Do you believe someone will pay you this money? Do you believe that it's worth this price? Can you deliver on it? So there was a lot of, I had to get her fully backing herself and believing in this before she could go out there and sell it. And she messaged back and she said, it just goes to show the power of mindset. And it's so true. And I'm giving myself a pat on the back. Obviously it's a group effort. It took both of us to get this, to create a result. But as I said, as I first came on, being able to sit in this place of like, I knew how we were going to fix this problem before my client even got on the call. I knew where her sale was going to come from before she even got on the call. I knew that she had something within her to be able to create a high offer that would elevate her out of the low end stuff. So this is a trap. When people struggle to sell their high ticket stuff, then they start to play in that low ticket space. And the low ticket space is where things get really awkward and uncomfortable because it just feels icky. And you've got people that are saying no to like this lowest ticket thing. And so you suddenly feel like, I can't sell high and I can't even sell low. And then you end up in this really funky energy. So my advice to my client was, we've got to elevate you out of this crap, this low end crap. We've got to elevate you out of it and above that so that we attract those high end clients within your community. And that's exactly what we did. And the mindset piece was a big part of it. So you've got to have the strategy, you've got to have the mindset. And as I started to say, my client, if I had have just got her mind right, but sent her out there trying to sell what she was selling before, I guarantee it would have been the same result. It would have been the same result because mindset alone isn't going to fix something. You need to have the strategy as well. And we could have had this amazing offer and this incredible strategy to go and run with. But if her mindset wasn't right, then she wasn't going to sell it either. So it is this dance between the two. And I am patting myself on the back because this is what I do so, so well. And the proof is in the pudding. And this is just one example of all the times that, this exact scenario has played out, which is, and I love it so much. So when I get off these calls, I sit there and I'm just waiting for the message from my client because I know it's going to come. And there's just a shift in the energy. There's a shift in the body language. There's absolute backing themselves behind the product, and away we go. And so if I could sum up the one thing that we fixed in that call, to unblock the flow of money for her, it was this lack of clarity. And the clarity came down to how to, what is the offer that we're selling right now to generate big sales. So there was just a lot of confusion going on, a lot of panic kind of activity going on, which is what happens, right? If you need to make money and you feel like, your high ticket stuff isn't selling and you start to throw out a lot of low ticket stuff, I know how that feels, right? It doesn't feel good and it puts you in an energy that just perpetuates the situation you're in. You've got to elevate yourself out of it. And the way you elevate yourself out of it is to get very, very clear. And we were able to do that. And so the money, she was blocked from money flowing in, and suddenly it's unblocked and it's flowing. And I wouldn't be surprised if I hear from her today to tell me that that second package has sold. And we don't really want to sell more than 2 of those packages at that price because it's worth $25,000. I want her selling it at $25,000. But to remedy an immediate cash flow problem, we're willing to do what it takes so long as it's not damaging the brand. And so we've done this in a very elegant way where the brand is not in any way damaged because it will be the signature offer. And it's not uncommon to have a launch offer, and the right people are going to jump on it very, very quickly because they don't want to miss out and they can see the value of the product and they're in a financial position to say yes, and so they do. So if the money is not flowing to your business right now and you're really struggling, check in with yourself. Are you doing all the panic stuff? Are you putting out a lot of things hoping something grabs? Or are you fully committing to one thing and making a decision, an unwavering decision that I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make some sales selling this thing this week? Are you playing around in the low end, telling yourself that you can get 10 people or 100 people signed up to this low ticket thing and exhausting yourself in the process instead of creating a signature high ticket offer that people will say yes to? And if you are doing the first, if you're running around in the low end and you're creating a lot of stuff, I know how shitty that's feeling for you. And I'm pretty sure that you're not getting those results that you want either. I'm pretty sure that you're going to spend a lot of time and energy and hours damaging your brand trying to get the crumbs, right? When I want you to be strategic and potent and come at the market with a high ticket offer that people will say yes to. That has always been my strategy and it's always worked for me. It works for my clients, and that's just the way we roll. All right, that is it for today. Just a couple of promo pieces before I go. I am going to remove the mastermind from my website today. So if you have not signed up to S.H.E Mastermind and you want me to do this for you, so this client, I offered to jump on a call with her, even though that's not included in her mastermind. This is something that I do. My clients would never ask me to get on a call, but I will offer when I feel like it's needed, when we need to have a breakthrough. So if you are in my mastermind, you get that sort of access to me for a full 12 months. We will fix whatever problems come up. My job is to keep you moving forward, because if you're moving forward, you're gaining momentum and we're creating success. So the mastermind page is going to go. When I relaunch, or when I open the doors again of the mastermind, the price is going to be double. So even at double, the price is still a bargain compared to working with me privately. So if you're on the fence, this is your last chance. Last chance. It's not too late to join. You haven't missed anything that you can't catch up on. And one of the things that the mastermind will provide for you is you are always going to know what to do next and how to do it, and have me on hand to support you with any troubleshooting or crisis of confidence or whatever it is that you need for me to get you to execute. And my people execute And that's why they get results. So if the mastermind is something you've been sitting on the fence about, come and join me. It's not too late. Shoot me a DM. Let's do this. The next thing I want to talk about is a couple of things actually. So on the 21st of February, if you are in Melbourne, I am co-hosting a workshop called the Lux Launch Plan, and it is how to create. Let me even bring it up. Give me a second so I can see the tagline. Launch and land your first 50K client in 4 weeks or less. Is that not compelling? So it is a free workshop. It's in Melbourne. I will put the links in the show notes, but you can message me if you need it or email me mh@michellehex.com. Yes, so do that. Now, if you've sent me a DM on Instagram and we're not following each other, I found one yesterday that was in my like the hidden ones, and I nearly deleted it along with all the junk. So if you legitimately message me and you don't hear back from me, just answer to one of my stories. Let me know, hey, can you check your hidden DMs because I sent you one. I'm open to that. Always want to hear about that. Anyway, so the Melbourne event is a 4-hour workshop. I'm co-hosting it with two of my fabulous masterminders, and we're going to bring you 4 hours of freaking awesomeness. We're going to teach you how to pull together this elegant launch plan so that you can create this high ticket offer situation that I'm talking about and then go ahead and land that first client. So that is a free workshop. I also have a VIP day opening for next week. So you have to act really quickly on this one. It's in Melbourne. It's on let me open my calendar. It is, drum roll, on the 12th of February. So that is a VIP day. Now, my VIP days don't just include the day. We have a pre-call where we map out, I just want to understand a lot about your business before we rock up on the day. Then we spend 4 hours together on the day working, plus we'll have a late lunch and a glass of wine at a fabulous restaurant. And then you also have 1 week of support. So if you've forgotten anything or you have questions or whatever, you can direct message me and get in touch with me that way. And you also have a 1 week follow-up call. So 1 week after the VIP day, we get into another call just to make sure everything's locked in, you know exactly what you need to do, and away you move. Away you go. So the VIP day, there is only one of those. I'm happy for you to bring a friend and split the cost. I can work with two of you at the same time to produce the same thing. And you can also build in that accountability between each other as well, which will be very useful. All right. So if you if you split that with your friend, there's only one call. So you both have to be on the call prior, then you both come on the day, and then there is also you both get that final call and support, but it's all in one place. I'm not doing 4 calls because otherwise I would have to charge more. All right, so if you want that, again, shoot me a DM or mh@michellehex.com to email me. And I think that's it. Oh, in FEMPIRE Builders. So a lot going on this month. In FEMPIRE Builders this coming month, we are wrapping up the 5K formula for coaches, which was my breakthrough product a few years ago, where I taught my clients how to price, package, and sell their first $5,000 coaching package in 4 weeks or less. It's the exact same process that I used to get my client that 12.5K sale. I'm trying to wrap it up fast and I'm tripping over my words. So that's available. All the modules are available. We have a live call tomorrow morning, so you can come along and jump on that call if you get signed up today. And then in the middle of the month, I'm going to run a live round of Lead Magnet Mastery, which is another one of my high selling programs where I teach you how to develop a lead magnet that will sell your high ticket offer. If you don't have your lead gen in place, then it's really important that you get started on that sooner rather than later. And we're going to do that as a live round inside of FEMPIRE Builders. So I have removed the 1 week free trial on FEMPIRE Builders for a little while. So you need to go ahead and pay straight off the bat, and you will have no regrets. I guarantee it. You will get in there and you're going to love it and you're never going to want to leave. So you know where to find FEMPIRE Builders. It is in the link in the show notes. But again, you can DM me if you need it. All right, that's a wrap for today. I hope you have an amazing month. Oh, before I go, so it's the first working Monday of February. Make the most of it. Set your targets. I spoke about metrics, I think, last episode. Make sure that you're tracking those metrics. Really start to think about what you want to achieve in February if you haven't already. If January didn't go the way that you wanted it to, hit the hard reset. You can choose again. You can continue to choose what you chose back in November or December. For January, you can choose it again and go for it again. Don't abandon yourself. Don't abort mission. Just hit the hard reset, get your head back in the game, and go forward, knowing that you did make progress in January. It might not have shown up in the areas that you wanted it to show up, but you absolutely did make progress. So be proud of yourself. This shit is hard when it's not going to plan. There is no two ways about it. So pat yourself on the back, hit a hard reset, check in with your goals, remind yourself that anything is possible. My client showed us an example of that last Friday, to go from absolute overwhelm and being in tears and being on a job site to securing a $12,500 sale within a couple of hours. That's the power of a good strategy and strong mindset. You can turn things around on a dime. That can be you in February. And if you need my help, you know where to find me. All right, that is it. Bye for now.